That's harsh, Carlo. And spelled incorrectly. All right, we'll turn all that way down. All right, everybody, come on. Get in here. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jarek. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Sam. Good to see you, ma'am. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome in, everybody. I'll admit, I said this in my announcement as it's getting passed around the interwebs and the ether worlds and all that. I'm a little Paquito frustrated. I'm not trying to turn this into like a Rev Rants episode about Scopely. I will admit that they make it really easy to rant about them. That said, the inconsistency is just getting annoying. And I'll be honest, it might seem like the silliest thing to some. Let me tell you why I'm kind of annoyed right now. It might seem so silly, but this is what set me off, okay? This is what set me off. I'm just gonna be real. The ticket events. Now you might go, why the heck with the ticket events, which are actually one of the best paying events in the game, which I do appreciate. Why would the ticket events rent? Well, first off, the ticket events were a proverbial straw on a very beautiful ginger bearded camel pale back. And it seems silly, and I'll admit that in general it's silly. But what kind of set me off is they're one day. Now I know that ticket events historically have been 24-hour timers, and that's fine. But recently, they've been 48-hour timers. And the title of the stream kind of really, it says exactly how I've been feeling lately. And I'm frustrated about the consistent inconsistency. Well, Bartman, there's a new arc runner every month. That should not be the argument. And no offense to DJ, that shouldn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. No offense to DJ. There's a new arc runner every month. There has never been in the history of Star Trek Fleet Command the same arc runner in like January and February. That's not happened. So that doesn't matter if it's a new arc runner. There should be consistency in Star Trek Fleet Command. And I know there's other issues popping off. Like we have the older devices for Android not working with Unity 2021 and no communication from Scopely coming from that except play on PC. I get it. There's plenty of things to be frustrated about, but what set it off for me is like, gosh dang it. Like just give me some level of consistency for what is working. I'm not even getting that. And then of course we have the SMS and SLB has changed back to the traditional format. And there are pros and cons to this traditional format. I don't want to say all the pros in case Scopely hears and changes it for next week, because there are some pros. But anyway, it goes back to actually something, since you mentioned DJ Bartman, something that me and DJ have harped on for years, and that is the need for Scopely to have a concise and transparent SOP, standard operating procedures. Some of these things should not be changing month to month, like ticket events. If you're going to extend ticket events to being 48-hour events, that's fine. Do it consistently. If it's going to be a 24-hour event, do it consistently. I will say, now that they're trying to push the rare ticket idea into Mondays, it probably is smart to do it as a 2-day event. But just any level of consistency. And it's made even more frustrating by what they've been telling players, and that they're going to have people working together in terms of like, when you have an arc, everybody working in that arc together. So you might have an arc runner this month, but still the whole group is working on a group project, which makes this even more frustrating. There's the latest Gipsy Chessie, Trip Tucker. I will take 7 Trip Tuckers, actually. I don't really care about the emblem assessments. I care about them, but I mean, there's other things I would like. But that's still not bad for the holodeck snafu. So nice comp chest aside, or okay comp chest aside, depending on how you want to view it. Like, it's the small details that have just kind of set me off, right? And I'm having a rough day today. I still love this game. I was actually having this conversation with another one of our content creators last night who has basically quit the game, right? Who's basically quit the game. Now, who I'm specifically talking about is Mend, who is the creator of STFC.WTF. Now, if y'all are unfamiliar with STFC.WTF, I'll throw it on the screen real quick. I did make a video about it. Less than a year later, I think he's out the game for good, which means STFC.WTF might not be getting any more updates. For those that don't know, this hasn't been updated in about 2 weeks. I don't know if it is going to get updated. About a week and a half. Something like that. He's not playing. Yeah, Mint. I was talking to him yesterday, Nax. And it's Scopely that's doing it, right? Like, it's nobody is go Chiefs. I'm with you, John. Go Chiefs. I'm actually rooting for the Chiefs. I was talking to him yesterday about that net. And he has no current plans to keep going right at the moment. He's that frustrated with how Scopely is. And like most people, he was here. And I want to say is here because I hope he's not gone. For community, right? There is, even on my server, the highest powered player on my server has quit the game. And we talked all the time about how server 20 is one of the highest spending servers in the game. And historically it is. And it is still one of the strongest alliances with IA and everything. But our top player doesn't play. If y'all remember, our top player was actually in my VIP interview I did at the end of last year to talk about how the frustrations the VIP have are very similar to what we have at low spender and free to play levels. He quit. He hasn't deleted his account, but Anders, who was like an everyday, several hours a day player, is not there. If I pull up my chat, you're not going to see Anders. He's not there. So that's kind of like, it's all of this. And I guess it is silly at the end of the day. And again, a huge thank you, John, for supporting me and my kids. It's probably silly that the thing that finally just pushed me over the edge was literally just the stupid ticket timer. Man, I just sit here and go like, oh my gosh, can we get a level of consistency here? Please. Like the smallest modicum of consistency. We so appreciate it. And I don't know, y'all. Anyway, I'm not trying to turn this into Rev Rants. I'm really not. I wanted to vent a little bit. I know some of y'all need to vent a little bit, and sometimes you just need to vent. And I needed to vent a little. So maybe the longer timer was a mistake. If it was a mistake, why did you do it for several months in a row? So and again, if it was a mistake, where's the communication? You get me? Like, you get me? It actually made sense to have longer timers if you're doing the Monday rare ticket. You want to make sure people get it, or if they don't get it, they are incentivized to buy it, right? Still love this community, and I love this game because it's Star Trek, right? I love this game, and I'm sorry if you hear that and go, well, how can you love this game? I love this game. I truly do. I love this community, and I love Star Trek. I just do. No matter how terrible this game could become, I will still be here. And that's just me being honest. So I'm not going to walk off like Anders did, or like Mend is considering doing, but gosh dang it, do I get frustrated. Dave says, don't worry about it, Rev. In 5 years, your devices will be too old to run the game anyway, and they'll kick you out too. Sadly, this has happened to many of my players. It has. My biggest fault, because there's several layers to the Unity 2021 update. Number one, as the name would imply, Unity 2021 is not the newest, most updated, like just came out today version of Unity. So the problems that are associated with Unity, like certain devices not being compatible, are a known thing. It's not like, oh, we're going to upgrade our Unity. Nobody's ever reported a problem. These are known. Like if you've got a Samsung A13, it is known that that might have trouble or won't be able to do at all run this latest version of Unity. And yet there was zero communication about this, zero warning they were doing this update, and now you have hundreds of players who can't play the game anymore. And the only response was, well, play on a PC, which is slightly more sensitive than saying, buy a new device. So So Steven, when I say old devices, I'm mostly talking about old technology. So for example, a Samsung A13 is not an old device. It came out about 3 years ago, but the architecture that it's using is from like the Samsung S7, which is many, many years old. So when I say that, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive, I'm trying to do what Scopely kind of was, trying to avoid that of being insensitive. But a lot of phones that are cheaper are going to have older hardware in them, hence why they're cheaper. It's like you go buy a Samsung A13 or something, you're going to spend what, 150, 200 bucks, versus if you buy the latest Samsung S24, 25, whatever it is, it's an $800 phone, right? And not everybody wants to spend that kind of money. And I get it. I mean, that's a lot of money. So to have that lower price point, it has older architecture in it. And some of those things might not be compatible with like the Unity update that we just ran. So the age thing, I'm more talking about what the device is and also what operating systems that can be on. And sometimes it's just as simple as somebody needing to update their operating system. But again, communicate that as a warning, because there are a lot of players out there. I'm not calling anybody stupid. Maybe people just aren't tech savvy and don't even know how to update their phone. That exists. Communicate. Communicate. You know what I mean? Communicate. That says like a combination of the SDK version devices being used, not having something. It is, but I'll also say this, Ned, because you kind of proved my point. Not that I'm calling you out. I actually like that you said this. How many people in the chat? We have 300 people listening right now, and it's growing as more and more people come in. How many people even know what the heck you're talking about, Ned? How many people know what the heck you're talking about? You know what I mean? Communication. Actually, okay, 1, 2, I bet we have maybe 40, 50. But I know some of you do, but y'all know that's not the point. The point is the average person, even a game full of nerds, understand a lot of these. And so your job as a company is to provide the product to your consumer, but then to also keep them informed so that they can continue to consume your product. Hence the name consumer. It's not like I'm buying a bag of cheese mix and I want to make one, what would I make with some good cheese mix? Oh man, I could go for some tater tot casserole. All right, so I'm not just going to buy some cheese from a tater tot casserole one time. You want me to come back and buy more cheese, right? Anyway, I'm on a rev rant and I'm not even trying to do it, but I've been 15 minutes of ranting already. And I don't even necessarily blame Eco here. Like, I'm not blaming Eco for not communicating this, because I know without a shadow of a doubt, nobody explained this to Eco either. I know it. Nobody went and explained this to Eco that, hey, we're about to update Unity and it's going to wreck some lives. Like, people are not going to play the game. I guarantee you, I will put the donation that John just donated to this channel to support my kids on the line right now, and guarantee you that was not explained. It was not explained. They have got to communicate with themselves and communicate with us. So, Burnt, I'm pretty sure we're going to end up ranting this entire stream. And sometimes we need to get that angst out. I'm frustrated. And I feel like my frustration is justified. So, Oblo Techie. I'm glad. Thank you, Walter. I'm glad. Just to reiterate, they kill a lot of PCs. Okay, first off, watch your wording there, Net, because they didn't kill PCs. But yes, I understand what you mean. They're not out here hacking your computer and like, oh, well, you're not going to buy my packs? Delete. System 32 file, gone. All right, be very careful how we word things. But yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean. Shout out to Net, by the way, and the team for keeping the community mod, or formerly known as Ripper Shenanigans, up and running. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. What milestones with the faction lock? Hey, Samu, 10 million, 1 billion, 15 billion, and 500 billion. 500 billion. So those are all the faction locks in the game. Gary says, I've stopped playing on my second account. It was using BlueStacks. Now, Gary, I will say that I use BlueStacks and it works fine. So you can set up the settings of your BlueStacks. Remember, BlueStacks is nothing but an Android emulator. So you can set up your BlueStacks to run the newest version of STFC. If you need help with that, Discord, Discord, we'll be more than happy to help you out. I don't know what current settings you have, but I can tell you that all of my accounts are running through BlueStacks fine, based on the settings. So if you run into that, like you're one of the players who doesn't use the PC client for whatever reason and you use BlueStacks, don't worry, we can get you up and running. So it is working as well. You do have to deal with like a 6 gigabyte download, but it works. So, all right, what level can you scrap G3 epics and rares? The epics G3 is level 50. 50? Is it 50? Here, let me verify that before I. Let me verify that. I can't believe you're pulling me from rant into other things at the same time. Yeah, level 50 for that. If you're trying to do an enterprise or an augur or a D4, you're going to have to wait until level 50. I mean, there are values to scrapping those, mostly time saving. As far as the 32s, you do those at 46. So trust but verify. Exactly, Rex. Like, I don't want to give out bad information. I want to give out accurate information. That's my goal anyway. My goal. You created that account when you ran that promo about a year ago? Yeah, I mean, I want to get you back in it, man. I want you to enjoy the game, because I'll say this, and I've said this a lot, and I've even had high-level players and players in the 60s do this and be like, damn, Rev was right. Starting the game over is one of the most fun things a lot of people can do. I know it's not for everybody, but starting the game over brings the fun back for a lot of people. You don't like using BlueStacks too slow and hung up repeatedly? Patrick, again, that will depend on your device and your settings, but I will say this, that the stock settings for BlueStacks, like it just runs off like 1 core and 2 megabytes of RAM, is way too low. 2 gigabytes RAM. You need to up them numbers. Once you do that, it runs pretty smooth. So once you do that, it runs pretty smooth. So, oh, my tons of pictures asking for Zindy help didn't bring you closer to this rant? No, not at all, actually, Andrew. This might sound weird to y'all. The Zindy stuff has actually been nice. I've actually enjoyed helping people learn about the Zindy. And there's only been a couple people that I've not been able to help them get to destroying the 40 Zindies. I've actually really enjoyed that aspect, because I'll admit, while the Zindy loop is frustrating, it has been fun figuring out with players what works for them. And it's nice, in my opinion, that there's not a cookie cutter answer. I like that I actually get to work with people and say, okay, let's try this and let's see where are your stats at here? Where's your research at with this? I actually like that part of the figuring out process, even though I will also still at the same time agree it's a little bit too difficult for certain players. But I do enjoy the process, because it's not just a mundane run this and go work at it for 30 minutes. Once you figure out what works for you, then you can, go through the loop. But I enjoy the figuring out process. So if you send me messages and you need help in the game, never feel like you're bothering me. That is actually a good thing. I enjoy that. Bother me more if that's what you see as bothering. Bother me more. Everybody is welcome to bother me if that's what you see as bothering. So, John, thank you so much. Says, if server 95 and 97 did an incursion together, would you do wave defense with me? Yeah, I'll go ahead and warn you though, John. One, thank you for supporting the channel. If anybody wants to support the channel, I can't do what I do. I can't rant and I can't go to Scopely without y'all support. So I appreciate y'all. We got PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. It's not required, but it does help cover some of the surgery costs that we got coming up. So thank you for that. And I'll warn you though, my server 97 account, I've got sitting at level 17. It's not going to be very helpful, but I definitely could help you complete some waves. And if you just want to hang out, absolutely. One of the things I love about incursions, and I know not everybody likes incursions, what I love about incursions is the community aspect. Meeting new folks. I love that. And no, content creators have not received the NX01 from Scopely. We will receive the NX01 tomorrow. That's what we've been told. Monday we'll receive the NX01. So I'm going to try to have the video out then. Obviously wanted to have it out last week, but yeah, there you go. All right, Chess says Scopely needs math classes. The chess for 8472 is 14. Okay, you're talking about the refined cost. Okay, Seth. That has nothing to do with math classes. That is so a lot of games will give you like a discount if you bulk buy. Scopely has the opposite logic. Scopely believes that you should pay a premium if you want more at one time. So that math is actually accurate by what this game wants to do. They didn't like screw that up. They didn't accidentally bad math that. They want you to pay a premium if you want to say triple pull a box. They want you to pay a premium. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just letting you know that that's a rare case of Scopely not messing up. It's just Scopely being greedy. It's like, you're going to pay a premium if you want that big pull. So, yeah. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. My frustration with Zinni Aquatics is when I don't get my crew correct, even with a small mistake. One battleship and I'm dead. Well, keep in mind, Michael, that the crew might not be the mistake. Remember that the aquatic battleships have the go-home gun. Now, I will say this. One thing that I think Scopely has become really lazy about is their hostile design. 8472, Zindi, all these having these go-home guns where if you can't survive X amount of rounds, you go home immediately. That's lazy game design. That's lazy hostile design. But there's about a 30% chance that the battleships hit you with a go-home gun. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Whereas the interceptor version of the aquatics pay out 10 times less currency. However, they do not have the go-home gun. So you can more easily grind out the interceptor aquatics, but you'll get less loot, or you can roll the die. And I just rolled a 19, so I'm definitely going to succeed and hit it that way. But there's a chance that you waste your token. There's a chance you waste your token. As far as crewing, Piper Road Talon is a traditional crew that most players in the 40s can run and take on those interceptors and stuff. Because the interceptors and the battleships for the aquatics have a very unique mix of energy and kinetic weapons. But it's knowing that there is a take-home gun. And it will take you home. Very expeditiously. Very expeditiously. Can we trade dice? Mine are cursed on aquatics. So fun fact, for those that don't know, we stream on Twitch a lot, and I had a Christmas wish list, and somebody bought me a pair of D20 that are Klingon based. Here, let me make this bigger. So it's from another Star Trek game. I don't remember what the game is, but let me just show where's the one. There it is. Somebody bought me a pair of D20 that are Klingon. So that's what I'm rolling when I roll. There you go. You got the bye-bye gun 2 times in a row. Nice, Professor Hulk. That's great. I bet you're so happy about that. I bet you came here to brag about how amazing Scopely is. How much you love how they do their math. Can we trade dice? I have a second one somewhere, but I think I dropped it. So I can't roll with advantage. I can only roll. Can't roll with advantage. See? Anyway, back to chat. Thomas, thanks so much. Do you know if Isogen event is coming back, or was it a one-time thing? Great question, Thomas. So let me pull up the dev chat and see if they have mentioned that. We have raised several questions this week. And none of them have been answered by the Arc Runner. Like, I asked about the SMS and the SLB and the amount of shards it pays out and stuff like that. We've got no responses. So I will tell you now that has already been brought up. That has already been brought up. But there's been no response from the dev team. So I don't know. May you find out tomorrow? Sorry, Thomas, especially with you supporting the channel. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I try to give you answers. If you hit me up on Discord, I will try to follow up on that, but they have not responded to that inquiry yet. So right now, so much coming together. The Android problem, some events, screw-ups instability, etc. Well, I will say, and again, I know if you're struggling with the Android Unity issue, you're not going to have this experience. But this has actually been a pretty stable month. It just can't run it, then you don't notice that. But for what it's worth, for those devices that do take the new Unity, in my limited scope of checking things out, it has seemed to have helped things. The whole point of updating the Unity code is to improve the base performance of the game. It does, I have noticed improvement, but again, I'm not trying to sound insensitive to those who literally can't play the game. So I do agree that the Unity update was good, at least so far, but they should have communicated that there was going to be problems. They didn't do that. So Troy says, not for my iPad, not stable. Well, has iPad ever been stable? Ever? What's your iPad? Because the number one issue on iOS, I don't know if Net is still here and wants to expand on, because I know Net's a huge nerd and we do appreciate our nerds. But iOS's issues for a long time on all their devices has been memory leaking. Well, memory leaks. And the older the device, especially, the worse it's going to perform. And they have never, now I'll blame this one on Scopely. The Unity thing is Unity. But as far as Scopely goes, they have never had a very well optimized version of their app on iOS devices. Going back to like iOS 12 and before. Maybe back then we could argue it was. But right now, no. Memory leak's still a problem. Speed crews are critical to doing well on wave defenses. Yeah, I mean, I use speed crews. I have one ship that's a speed crew ship and the other that is a full hostile set with criticals. Absolutely, Patrick. Absolutely. Runs great on your iPhone? Sorry, I got a little thing in the way. What iPhone is it, Carl? Hold on. Oh, iPhone 2? Yeah, I doubt you. I doubt that. In fact, if anybody still has an iPhone 3GS, you should submit it to a museum. Sent you this in DM on Discord, but since we're asking questions, does multiple Cisco's work in Armada? Because the battle log only shows them activating for one person. So, Demon Chris, what tends to happen with a lot of things in Star Trek Fleet Command, fun fact, I bet you didn't know this thing, this game has issues that sometimes persist for years and never get fixed. So the issue that you're referring to is that a lot of times in an Armada log, when a lot of people are running the same officer, it's only going to display one. However, if you break down the log, you can see that all of the Cisco's actually work and all of the Cisco's create criticals. However, what happens in PvP or Armadas is that sometimes when there are the same officers, especially identical crews, only one crew displays. So that leaves everybody else going, well, what the heck? This is a known issue and it's been around for years. But I assure you that your Cisco is working. You are getting criticals. You are smashing Armadas. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Archer? Is he worth getting, or is it worth the materials? I'm going after Archer. Now, I'm not going to press hard on the first weekend because historically, the first weekend is the worst weekend to win. Historically, because they always seem to make changes lately. Remember, the whole theme of today's stream, consistently inconsistent. So I'm not going to push too hard. I do want to at least finish the heroic, but yeah. Yo, Naxley, thank you. I have my email pulled up, so I'm trying to check it that way. If anybody sends something to PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, I can give them some love. So thank you. It ends up translating to $9.87 in terms of freedom money. Thank you very much for the freedom money. Now, I know you sent it as a euro, but it had to be converted into a currency that matters. So thank you. I'm just kidding with you, Naxley. Actually, one of the gifts that Ripper gave me, where's it at? One of the gifts Ripper gave me was 50 euros. I can't do anything with this, but it's going to sit on my desk for the rest of my life. So thank you. And I dropped it. Thank you for supporting me and the kids. I really do appreciate it. I make a lot of jokes because, well, you've got to laugh at how crazy things are, but I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me and the kids. They didn't convert it to pounds? No, they didn't, because we don't approve of your imperialistic ways. And we are amazing in America. We've never been imperialistic once, ever. Nice One Piece hat. Nice recognition. Bring it to the bank. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. More ranting or more questions? What would y'all prefer? We can do either one. Sorry, y'all. I like messing with y'all. I want to have fun. Both? Okay. Let's rant and answer questions. Yeah. Let's do both. Why not? A mix of both. Okay. Well, y'all ask the questions and we'll rant about how Scopely doesn't communicate for crap. Like, for example, I was actually just talking to Stewie about this 2 days ago. It is so silly that you tell the content creators, we're going to give you the ship. Now, I'll be very clear. I've always been very open about what Scopely gives content creators. If you have an NDA with Scopely, you will get a free battle pass every month on your main account, but only the main account. They won't give it to any other account. You will also get the $100 monthly pack. And if a ship comes out, they'll give you the ship. That's what Scopely gives you if you're an NDA content creator. I've always been very open. That's what Scopely gives. The whole point of giving a ship, though, let's be honest, from Scopely's perspective, is what? Come on, chat, help me out. Why would they give us a ship? Because clearly they want us to show it off and hope people buy it, right? Now let's hear the logic here. If you're going to give a ship, you want to give it the day it comes out, not the following Monday. Like, it's whatever. I'm going to get a free ship. I don't care. But if your goal, it comes back to just like Scopely being consistently inconsistent. Like their goal is to have us test it, promote it so people can buy it. Now I've always been very honest. If I think something's not worth buying, I'll say, don't buy this. Like I hyped up the cube because it was a cube. And to this day, I will say, don't buy the cube. I'll say that now. And I will say that the cube bit me in the butt because I got really hype about it and I thought it was going to be more than it was. And that's on me. But generally, I would just give an honest review of something. But like, it's like Scopely. Why do you not... I'm really trying to be very careful with my words on YouTube because this is not Twitch and I try to be more behaved on here. There's little point in giving content creators a ship a week after because you've already decided whether you're going to get the NX01 or not. Haven't you? If you're in the chat, you've already decided if you're going to get the NX01 or not. Me making a video about it now is not going to make you buy it. So Scopely has lost their chance if they were going to use it as advertisements, or as the UK would say, advertisements. That's done. Like just, it's the simple things that they just don't do well. And it's just like, why something so simple is so hard? And I agree, Sean. Look, I think the NX01 is very good for a player because the Zendy loop is so ridiculously annoying. But at the same time, should you buy it? There's literally a free-to-play path, and they gave you 10 blueprints day one. Yeah, I'm probably going to push most people to go free-to-play. The advantage to getting the NX01 is that you're going to save about 3 months of grinding. And there is value in saving 3 months of grinding. There is. Some people are willing to spend $100 on saving 3 months. Not everybody is, and that's fine. But the whole point is to give content creators something that they could show it off. Well, you've missed the window, and that's like, anyway, y'all wanted more rants. There it is. I'm gonna have to delete this stream or Scope is gonna come after me. A lot of players were waiting on the ship skin payouts before deciding on both. I would imagine after DJ posted the info, many players said no thanks. Even the ship skin payouts, I don't know if that would have been a reason to make me buy or not buy. Now keep in mind that DJ caters to a higher level of player. Like when I mean higher level, I don't mean that they're better than y'all. They're just richer. The DJ's community is mostly the heavy spenders and the light, I would say medium spenders. So I can get them liking it. For I think a lot of my players, the most who follow my channel, they're more looking at it, can it expedite their grind? And is it worth saving the time initially? And then if you get bonuses for things later on, like the ship skin, maybe. And I don't know, I think the opportunity's been lost. I'm still going to do a video this week, but I can tell you this, the NX01 video that I do is going to be far less viewed this week than if it would have been last week. So should you upgrade the holodeck when you can? So this month, for those that haven't paid attention, there are multiple holodeck upgrade events. Here, let me pull up the calendar. We did a video with the calendar here. Here, I'm just gonna do it this way. This would be an easier way to do it. Here, I'm gonna put the calendar up on the screen again. What revs means less British viewers? Wow. I would never insult the British. Why would I do that? All right, so we are currently here on Sunday. This is today. So we're doing this right now. We did a video about this if you need the chart. Yo, Jordan, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But if you come over here, you see we have an upgrade. The holodeck SMS continues through Tuesday. You'll see the upgrade, the holodeck SMS. And then there's a leaderboard that starts right after the heroic. Oh, crap. My bad. There's a leaderboard that starts right after the heroic. So you might want to plan for that on whether you want to spend or if you want to save and try to push on that leaderboard. Starting this upcoming Wednesday, there is a leaderboard for upgrading the holodeck. So, something to think about. Thank y'all for noting that was on the screen. But something to think about. Where's this chart at? So, Carlo, I put it on my Facebook page and it's in the Discord. I was going to respond to you, but somebody do !point Discord. We put it on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/RD Pirate Gaming, and it is on the Discord. So I know not everybody uses Discord. So you can get on the Facebook page if you want to get it there. And there you go. So this is the full calendar for the month that Viper put together. There's also, so you can see the Assignment Hunter, the Recruit Shran meta, the Armada Hunt SLB, the Zindy stuff. I do like the Dominion Truce events, but we went over this in a video. You can never find the right place? Sure, 1 second. Make sure. All right, I can't. All right, hold on. I can't show some of the Discord that was up, so I got to move the Discord around real quick. Okay, so here's my Discord. Here's my Discord. So the calendar, every month I post the calendar in the announcements channel. So here's the calendar in the announcements channel right here. You can download it. It's the full HD version that you just saw. So this is in the announcements channel. Dang it. Sorry. All right. This is in the announcements channel. I'm really bad at this today. I'm really good at streaming today. You can see all my DMs that I got to go answer. This is just from this morning. I love y'all. Some of those are a little bit older, but yeah. So in the announcements channel for Star Trek Fleet Command, yeah, I'm very new to YouTube. That's where I put the calendar. Now to go ahead and answer something else real quick, because everybody asks, all the charts and things that you see in my videos will generally be dispersed in these channels. However, there is a specific channel called STFC Charts. If you have the STFC role, you will see this channel and every chart's in here. You want the X-Borg and the NX-01? There's the chart. You want the incursions matchups every time it gets posted? There's the chart. You want the Borg stuff for the cube? There's a chart. There's a chart. There's a chart. All the charts get pushed either in the STFC charts channel, or if there's something specific that needs to happen, like you come over to the STFC general, you hit the pin messages, and like here's the rep logs that got posted by Steph, right? So that's where generally all the information in my stuff's going to be. All right, so let's take this off the screen. I had to be careful. The reason I took it off the screen is because I had the dev chat pulled up and they would have a freaking fit. They would have a fit if I leaked that. Then you would not see any content creator get anything ever again if I leaked that. So, all right. You have the FCC player thing, but you can't see the chart section. You sure, Suma? You sure? Let me go see. Because it uses the same permissions as the FCFC channel. Here, let me see if I can tag you in it. Sumat's up there. Yeah, I'm going to tag you in it real quick just so you can make sure you see it. John, I'm not sure what exactly you're wanting me to say, but I'm going to give you my best attempt. Hey, Ryan, turn down your Switch volume. It's way too low or way too high. Dang it. Redo. Hey, Ryan, turn down your Switch. Use that one. Do that one. That one. No idea what you're talking about, though. All right. You see the SFC database? Don't see the chart. Okay, now I'm very confused. We will need to figure out why that is. Emily, I know you're here and you're a master of Discord. If you can figure out why people are not seeing the charts, because that's weird. Why are people not seeing the charts? Because I can see that everybody has access to it. So why are they not seeing the charts? That's weird. Okay. All right, well, we'll get that sorted. If you can't see the volunteer charts channel for whatever reason, hit us up on the Discord and we'll try to help you out. But everybody should be able to see them. It's below the STFC channels. It's below the STFC channels. Yeah, if you're not seeing it, because the whole point of making that was to be easier for y'all. So if you're not seeing it, I want to make sure how we can make that work. Because I like to communicate with my community. I like to communicate with my community. Chad says it's not there, and then 5 other people said it is there. So we need to figure out why some people can see it and why some can't. Again, y'all hit me up in the Discord, and we'll try to answer that question, because I have no idea why some of y'all couldn't or not able to see it. So, communication will never catch on. Well, Gary, I'll tell you this. I will always communicate for you. I'm not the best at it either, but Scopely set such a low bar, I look amazing. Like, I haven't posted an updated stream schedule in probably 2 years, but nobody notices because Scopely's so bad at communicating. I look great. Communication. What other questions y'all have, everybody? Appreciate it. Probably your channel filters. Check your filter configuration. Maybe human target. I do want to help out everybody that I can, though. So if there's anything that I can do, I will try to do for the players. Just because the players are so important to me. Heck, just like we saw from John and Naxley. I mean, y'all are the ones who are feeding my kids. Thomas, Jordan, thank you all. Jordan, again, thank you. I didn't say thank you when you did it because I had the screen up, but thank you for donating to the surgery costs, because this is the down payment for the surgery. So I appreciate y'all. It's very kind of you. We had a 15-minute chicken dance on Twitch. Yes. On Twitch, absolutely. Y'all need to come follow on Twitch if you haven't already. A lot of people won't follow, but we've been streaming. By the way, I know a lot of the people haven't done Twitch because y'all are from the Europe areas, you know, Bavaria and, you know, Liechtenstein. What weird places. But we actually been streaming a lot earlier now, so if you want to come join in over there. All right, what other questions? Go check the top 4 channels and roles and answer the questions there. This is true, so you can, I'm gonna put up my Discord real quick. For those that don't know this, when you join my Discord, I realize that we have a large Discord. It's very large, it's a very girthy Discord. We have 2 channels where you can give yourself roles. Channels and roles, literally just click on these, or go to rules and help, and there is a bot down here that you can assign yourself roles. Do you like Star Trek Infinite, the PC strategy game? Click that role. Do you want to see the Star Trek Fleet Command channels? Click the role, right? If you don't click the role, you end up being, oh, I gotta scroll forever. There's so many different people, like 25,000 people in my Discord. All right, but if you scroll down here, there's a role called Scallywag. Scallywag is the role you, wow, okay, there's too many people, never mind. Scallywag is the role you get when you join the server, right? So this person has Scallywag, and then they chose that they wanted to see the STFC channels. Mad Addict says, hey, I want to see Diablo. I want to see Star Trek Infinite. I want to see Star Trek Fleet Command. Make sure that you have the Star Trek Fleet Command role to see the Star Trek Fleet Command channels. I did that so that y'all aren't having to see a gabillion channels of something you're not interested in. So, it is a large Discord, but I've tried to make it as intuitive as I can, and there's an amazing group of people in there. So, Liechtenstein is the same national anthem as the UK. I didn't know that, Dave, but you should be proud that I knew that Liechtenstein was real. So, yeah, good stuff. You'll see a bazillion. I mean, there are a lot of channels in my Discord, but I do honestly try to make it something that isn't overwhelming as much as possible. I mean, there's only so much you can do when you have 25,000 people in a Discord, you know? And we have, and I feel very honored to have so many people there, but I have 25,000 people in my Discord. So, one of the things that you can get level 53 ship BPs from 53 hostile upgrades. Level 50 ships are from 58 hostiles. Anyways, this can be reversed. No. The reason that is because they place a higher value on epics than they do on uncommons. Why do they place a higher value? That logic is simple, because they charge you money. Let me show you what I mean by charge you money. So I'm gonna have to, all right, make sure that's not on the screen. Uno momento, por favor. We'll put this picture up because who doesn't love pictures? Everybody loves pretty pictures. So we can sell these packs. Now, one important thing to know about these packs is $100 will not buy you this ship. Misleading. $100 will not buy you this ship. Will not. Absolutely not. You are not buying a Northcutt for $100. But you can buy 16 of them maybe to get the ship. Thank you, Q, by the way. Thank you, Spartan. Ops 45.5 first spin event is server locked at 50. I don't know what server you're on, but some newer servers are locked at 50. Yes. Let me scroll over here. One thing about this game that has always been kind of shocking to me is how highly they value and price their digital ships. So for example, if I wanted to buy a tribute, just straight up buy it. Like I just want to screw it. I'm rich. I don't care about my anything. I would need to buy 16 packs. I would need to buy 16 packs to unlock the tribute. So I would need to spend 1,600 US, not counting taxes, to unlock the Tribune. Now I want to show you what I'm talking about. Now go to the rares. What do you see with the rares? Now the rares, 350 divided by 39 is only 9 packs. It's only $900. And by the way, this is actually, these have gotten cheaper. They used to be more expensive. These have gotten cheaper. So $900. So the reason that some hostiles drop some things and some don't is because of monetary value of that blueprint. And if it's epic, it's got to be epically hard or epically expensive by nature. So that's why things are the way that they are, even if it doesn't make game sense. So John says, wants to know who your favorite football team is. So John, fun fact for Ryan to know. My favorite football team is the New Orleans Saints. I've actually been lucky enough to work with the New Orleans Saints. I covered them full time as a sports journalist for The Athletic for a couple years and Bleacher Report. This past year, I did some part-time work for Bleacher Report. I was trained as an NFL scout. I actually went to, believe it or not, it's called the Scouting Academy. I have several friends who still work on staff with the Saints and actually just had a conversation with one of the coaches last week. So I love American football. I am obsessed with American football. It is my greatest passion that is not a traditional nerd thing. So the New Orleans Saints are my top. And no, I do not think the New Orleans Saints are the best team in the league. In fact, we suck. But I still am very passionate about my Saints. Love them. Hey, Lube, good to see you. I saw you were streaming earlier. It's good to see you, my friend. How many VPs of the Corvus pack? I think the Corvus is $1,200. Have to go look. Lube, you're here, by the way. Lube, you're here. Real quick, how much is your Corvus pack? Can you pull up your Corvus pack? How much is it to buy a full Corvus? We were just talking about that briefly. Since you're here, I don't have my Fiddy's account pulled up, but I know you're probably in the game. So, Scopa needs some mentoring from Korean mobile games because they know how to do proper packs to cash value. Well, here's the thing, Jordan. I bet Scopely makes more money. Like, it's one thing I try to tell people is like, look, I'm not saying I like this, but for 5 years, this is why Scopely makes millions. Wow, Loop, it's only 500 pounds? It's half the price of a Pylum? Man, they really stuck with that uncommon valuation. Because this is 300 pounds. The Kelvin is 300 pounds. Wow. Remember, Jordan, the whole goal, and I've said this before, the goal is not to make a game that's fun. The goal is to make a game that makes money. And if you have fun, great. It's paradigm shift. So it's crazy to me though. Think about that. Like, think about it. I would never spend $500 on a pixel ship just because I don't have that type of wealth. But think about that. A Pylum is twice the monetary cost of a Corvus. Now think about that. Think about that. A Pylum costs twice as much money. Even though the Corvus is hands down the better ship. Granted, it's 7 levels later, but still, that's not the point. Oh, Spartan, yo, thank you. Gifting 5 memberships. Oh, Spartan, you need to do that when we do our website, RevJuice.com. Thank you so much. Falcon got a membership. Brian got a membership. Patrick got one. And Barkman got one. And Illuminate yourself. Congrats, y'all. Y'all get special emotes, special color with your name and everything. It's cool. If you had $500 pixel ship money, that's mad. I mean, and again, I have never tried to shame people who do that. Because of people like that, this game is free to play, and I appreciate it. Because people will go spend, what was it? What did we say? $1,600 on the Tribune. This game is free for me. I really do appreciate you, Spartan. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I can't imagine doing that. I just can't. There are people outside of Star Trek Fleet Command who have made fun of me because I have spent about $2,500. Yeah, I think it's about $2,500 over 5 years. People have made fun of me like, how could you spend that on a game? There are people. Now, Emily, this is going to blow your mind. Emily, this is going to blow your mind because I know you weren't here yesterday when I shared this, but believe it or not, there is actually, so the website that people have to go to, StarTrekFleetCommand.com, to buy from the Exela store, there's a limit to how much you can spend in one day. I know personally multiple people who have hit the daily limit. The daily limit is $10,000 in a single day. At $10,000, Exela says, no more. You can't spend any more money today. Wait till tomorrow. And I know multiple people who have hit that in a single day. Anyway, that's why I point out to people, like, they're like, why don't they make the packs cheaper? Because you have people out there who will spend $10,000 in a day. And if your pack was, all your packs were $20, well, now they only spent $2,000. So, yeah, I mean, I've told people before and people get shocked. Like, there are people in here. And again, this is no shaming. This is just, it's their money. I don't care how they spend it. It's just letting people know how things work. There are several people in this game who have spent over $1 million US. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like people don't, they're like, what? No way. Yep. Point out to people who buy the cheap seats to the Super Bowl. Yeah, the cheap seats at the Super Bowl are still like $3,000. Like, that's why I'll never go to a Super Bowl. If the Saints would have gone, I could have got credentials and gone that way. But they didn't go while I was covering the team, and now I don't have a way of getting credentials. So it's possible I could maybe try to get credentials through Bleacher Report for the Super Bowl next year because it's in New Orleans. But even that's hella doubtful. Hella doubtful. So Monopoly Go makes much more money by getting less for more. Monopoly Go also is a much larger group of people. As much as I love Star Trek does not appeal to as many people as Monopoly Go. Does not appeal to near as many people. Sweet that McCaffrey got for his family. Yeah, no, thank you. My family can have, if my option is to take my family to the Super Bowl or buy them a literal mansion paid off, I'm going to buy them a mansion. So, yes, Star Trek is just a much smaller IP. But, yeah. STFC is very niche. But at the same time, STFC is a very loyal demographic. My least favorite NFL team? Oh, that is easy. The Atlanta Falcons, because they're my rival. How much is the Super Bowl? Oh, Lube. The Super Bowl will make hundreds of millions of dollars for the NFL. It is the single most profitable sporting venue in the world, except for the World Cup, if I remember right. Let me Google that. Let me see. I think it's second to this. Wow. Okay. In 2019, this is shocking to me. The FIFA World Cup, 282 million. Super Bowl, 780. So it's actually higher than the FIFA World Cup. Now, that was 4 years ago. That's just a quick Google search. Literally, I just Googled it. So yeah, the Super Bowl is big. Literally bigger than FIFA, even though this is a US thing. So y'all are more popular, but we spend more money. So FIFA is like Monopoly Go, and the Super Bowl is Star Trek Fleet Command. Now y'all understand. Look at that. See, we're educating the player base. Look at us. Look at us. FIFA, Monopoly Go. We nailed it. We nailed it. All right, I'm experiencing severe buyer's remorse of the NX-01. Understandable. Andrew, what level are you? If you don't mind me asking. If you don't mind me asking. Does Monopoly Go makes more money? Well, it is making more money now. I'm curious if Monopoly Go is able to continue their strategy for 5 years like STFC has. But oh, Spartan. Literally, I just did a quick Google search. That's all I did. I just did a literally quick Google search. So it could be wrong, but I mean, I wasn't going to spend 30 minutes building a thesis. So the thing I don't get is there's no regulation. You're just playing for funsies. In what, Emily? Now you gotta remember in the US, we don't have very restrictive gaming laws. So I know the EU is like, oh my gosh, we gotta watch out for people's mental health. US is over here like, nah, we're good. They hit the consent form. They're good. They signed along the dotted pay line. So very different over here. Yeah. Yeah, Spartan. I literally got my math from Googling and then the first link that popped up. And I will not sit here and try to assert that it's, you know, the definite. Yeah. Anyway, questions, comments, everybody else? Appreciate you. Also, again, shout out to those who have supported the channel so far today. I really do appreciate you. It's very, very kind. I don't see the Syndicate SMS on the calendar from Scopely this month. I think they'll add one. Kal-El, I think they did add one. Let me go and check the in-game news. I just don't know if Viper got it added in. Let me see. I feel like there was one. Isn't there a Syndicate event? I could have sworn there was one. There might not be, but I could have sworn that there is a Syndicate event. Where's that photo? Generally, they do it every month. They just do it without warning. Oh, yeah. That's what it is. David nailed it. On the picture of the calendar. I don't know if anybody has it handy. The picture of the calendar that the game puts up says it's on Tuesday. That's what it is. Thank you, David. I appreciate it. Anybody have that real quick? Or somebody can post it in the Discord real quick and I'll share it? Oh, gosh. Multiple people just tagged me. Oh, God. I'm getting tagged. Why am I getting tagged? Okay, it's people about the charge channel. Okay, cool. All right. Tried to respond to a few things as I could. Can you ask Open to increase the daily tokens up to 2 for the NX01? Scott, that's part of getting the skin. So once you get the skin, then you get 2. That's part of getting the skin. So 13th to 14th. Yeah, thank you. I'm trying to look around for it. I also don't want to miss all the different posts that people have tagged me in. So I'll try to get those after stream, but let me see. No, nobody sent one yet. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the calendar that comes up in game, the flashy one, said it was on Tuesday. So, John, if you max Syndicate, do they carry over to the next max update or not? Actually, some great questions from John. Ming, if Ming is still here, Ming will be able to speak to this because Ming, if I remember right, you maxed out your Syndicate. But the answer actually, if I remember correctly, is yes. It does. So if you maxed it out at 30 and then when they extended it to 35, you got to continue based on where you were. And then if you were at 35 when they went up to, now 45, it continued from there. So it did carry over. Now, if they do that the next time, we'll see. But if I remember right, thank you, Ming. Yeah, it did carry over this last time they did it. So there you go. Don't use crit crew members. Correct. Don't use crit crew against the Zindi hostiles unless you have bought the Zindi Prime or have done the floor favor all the way. Like not just one level. You have to max out the favor if you're going to do it the favor route. You can't just get like 2 pieces of it. You got to max it all the way out. Actually, got to go do my Zindi scrap exchange today. But, oh crap, I got Zindi Escalation 5 ready. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get that now. Wow, I didn't realize I had that just sitting there. Okay. Now I can actually start working on my critical damage floor. But if you are free to play grinding, I would recommend the NX01 as your primary goal after you get the particle beam delay and Zen de-escalation, start working on the NX-01. What level are you supposed to switch from Chin to Talon? Never. Chin is for explorers. Talon is for interceptors. There's never a point that you just switch over. Oh, Jesse! Jesse, I didn't realize you were in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. Here, I'm going to put this up on the screen. Jesse was very kind enough to have gone and grabbed it. All right, let's put this on the screen so y'all can see. This is the in-game calendar that gets displayed. And if you notice, this upcoming Tuesday, it lists the treasury. And then you'll see the 16th Syndicate event, 17th Syndicate event. That's January. Dang it. You sent the wrong one. I need the one for this month. But there's one for this month that says the Syndicate. You sent the wrong one. Send this month's. Anyway, there's one of these for February that says Syndicate on Tuesday. You sent the wrong one. Love you, Jesse. Appreciate your help. Did the player mean switching from Talon to Cath? Because you would never switch from Talon to Chin because they do two different things. Two different roles, two different jobs in the game. So, yeah, if somebody has the February one handy, I know it's in my Discord somewhere. I just would feel bad just looking through the Discord while y'all are here in chat because I don't want to ignore my chat. I'm doing it now because I do want y'all to be able to see everything, but if anybody finds it, Andrew, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting me and the kiddos. That's very, very kind of you. Anyway, if anybody listening has seen the calendar, I've seen it posted. I didn't save it. I should have. That's my fault. But if somebody can send it to me on Discord real quick so I can put it on the screen, I'd be very appreciative. If anybody can just go grab it real quick and Discord it to me, I'd greatly appreciate it so we can show everybody. Yeah, just shoot me a message and I'll put it up on the screen. Thank y'all. I do appreciate it. Hey, Bulldog, good to see you. Andrew, again, thank you for supporting me and the kids. And sign up to support us monthly. If anybody wants to support us monthly, like you say, hey, I'm willing to give you $5 a month so that you can continue to do the content that you're doing. We have a website you can do it. It is actually just revduce.com. Appreciate it. Y'all are all amazing. And for those listening, the lieutenant level and higher of our revduce.com, we have a movie night we do every month. It's upcoming Sunday. So 1 week from today, the 18th, we're having movie night for those who are our members on our website, revduce.com. So hit me up, come join us. Make sure you're in the Discord. We're going to have movie night. All right, Sandra says they sent it. Sandra, thank you. Look at Sandra. Sandra is being as helpful as our Canadian friend, but more accurate. All right, here we go. There we have it. There it is. There it is. There it is. So this is the in-game one. This is the in-game one. Right there. Bears fan, thank you so much. Bears fan, do the website because you've asked me about it before. Syndicate right here. Bam. There it is. So John says, are you familiar with Red Letter Media? They do funny videos of movies that got me into Star Trek. They are not fans of Discovery either. I mean, I've heard of them. I don't watch them. No, I don't watch them, but I've heard of them. But I'm also a Discovery fan. Like, I don't think Discovery is great, but I appreciate Discovery. And I enjoy parts of Discovery. But I know that there are a lot of, especially older Trek fans that hate it, but there are newer Trek fans love it. So it depends on what you like. One thing that is great about Star Trek, hopefully we can all agree on, is there is a Star Trek for everybody. For everybody. It doesn't matter if you like, longer seasons, if you like animation, if you like more conflict and combat, if you like more, deep character development storytelling. There's a Star Trek for everybody, and I love that about Star Trek. So, thank you, Bears fan. Emily, thank you for signing to be a cadet. You helped so much already. Thank you. Just got your 8th dock unlock. Congrats, Sean. That's huge. It really helps your gameplay. Really helps. Really does help. Picard season 3 for the win. And see, Dave, I'm gonna hurt you a little bit. Picard season 3 to me is great if you're a TNG fan, but the more I watch the season finale, the more I dislike it because it's nothing but massive nostalgia lip service that makes no sense in terms of Star Trek. But I appreciate the depth of the nostalgia but I don't like it as a Star Trek episode. If that makes any sense. Like as a kid who grew up with the Next Generation, I love it because of nostalgia. But as an actual story, I don't like it. I don't. I think it's terrible. You really expect me to believe, spoiler for those who haven't seen it, that the Enterprise D, decades later, is now back to being the best thing in the world. It can just zoom around a Borg cube and blow it all up, and there's no consequences, and it's the strongest thing in the world. It turned the Enterprise D into a Mary Sue, which I understand is what they literally wanted to do. So they did exactly what they set out to do. And because of that, it's good. But it was a 100% nostalgia episode, and that's fine. I don't like it as a Star Trek episode. Like if I was trying to get somebody into Star Trek, I would not give them that episode. I would give them Measure of a Man from The Next Generation. I would give them Rhapsody from Strange New Worlds, or even Strange Scientists, or These Old Scientists from Strange New Worlds. I would give them other things. I would not give them the season finale of Picard season 3. No. Nostalgia, like Chekhov doing a voiceover as the president of the Federation as a son. Yeah, I love stuff like that. I think that is fantastic. I love stuff like that. Would you say the Dry Dock E is worth buying level 35? So Wolfie, I will say that there are a few things in this game that if you're willing to spend money, have incredible long-term value. An extra builder, an extra researcher, and both extra docks are 4 things that will always be good in this game. Always. And they'll always be worth the money. You don't have to buy them, but gosh dang it, do they help. The one thing I hate about restarting the game is not having these docks. More docks is better. Mo docks, mo better. Mo docks, mo better. I would rather have 15 docks. Give me as many docks as you'll sell me. I'll be honest. You want Rev to spend another $100 today? Probably not today because I'm trying to raise money for the surgery. But point, you want me to give $100 right now? Put another dock at the end of this thing. Give me another dock. Just turn this thing into like a massive wheel inside of a wheel. Turn it into the angel from Isaiah. You know, put more docks around it. So, like more miners and combat ships. I mean, heck, PvE and Armada, Armada and PvE, Armada, PvE, PvE and Disco, Speed Crew, and PvP, mining. 2 protected cargo crews at the end. What about Prodigy? Prodigy, I would try to make everybody under the age of 20 watch. That doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it as an adult, but it was literally directed at preteens to try to get another generation in. And I would recommend that if you have kids out there, Prodigy is on Netflix. Have your kids watch Prodigy. See if that doesn't help them get into Star Trek. Have you heard that killing a miner on a mining node with a Borg cutting beam borks the node? Yeah. If you look at the docks, you'll be able to put 5. I mean, Thomas, if you remember, this dock is from the Kelvin timeline. This is from the Star Trek movies with Chris Pine. That's where this comes from. And in that movie, you can see multiple ships. I'll pull it up. You can see multiple ships docked around the rings. It's just why they did it like that. Who knows? But here, I'll pull up the photo. I'll show you exactly where this came from. Here it is. This is straight from the movie. You literally see Constitution class. Looks like basically the Mayflower with 3 nacelles. I don't remember what the class is. Another Constitution class up there. There's the Newton over there. You actually got 2 of them. But you can see multiple ships around one dock. This is literally where they built it. That isn't a Constitution? What is it? Oh, you're right. That's not a Constitution. That is a weird Intrepid looking thingy. Because that's a half saucer. Anyway, this is not a great scaled photo. I just pulled it up for reference. Yeah, you can see multiple ships around the docks. Yeah, this is the USS Armstrong. I remember that one. The one with the 3 nacelles. That's the USS Armstrong. But anyway, why they didn't make it like that, I have no idea. I have no clue. Can you upgrade the dock firmware? Thank you, Net. Net's over here with all the nerd jokes today. Appreciate you, Net. Net's got all the nerd jokes. John came through and said, go Chiefs earlier today. And I just want to say, yes, go Chiefs. That's who I'm rooting for. I just want to make it very clear. This is a Chiefs household. Yeah. Spaghetti code? I wish it was that saucy. Not that saucy. All right. What are the questions and comments y'all have, chat? Your content has guided me from day one, level 41. Nice to hear it, Andrew. And I hope I can continue to guide you in life, after life. We're going to have a cult, and you're invited. Put spires on the disc and double your docks. That way you can get an ugly DS9. I mean, we begged them for a DS9 skin. We begged them for a DS9 skin. Do you want to talk? You talk about things that people would spend $100 on? Put a DS9 skin in the game and see if you don't sell like 20,000 of them things. See if you don't sell 20,000 DS9 skins day one. Day one. NX01 crew, Pipe and Road, Talon. I mean, assuming you're talking about fighting the aquatics. So, this is a Chiefs household. It says, I don't care. My wife loves Tay-Tay. No, that's not what it is at all, Bartman. I love Patrick Mahomes. I love Patrick Mahomes. Picard Beverly Chin works. Okay, well, Picard Beverly Chin is Pipe. Elder, what are you doing? Love you. All right. All right. I'm going to do like caucus in Nevada. I'm going to root for no one because I don't really like either team. I don't know what that means, David, but hopefully you get some good chili and wings. You can't stand his brother? Okay. If you couldn't stand my brother, you're not going to watch my channel, Spartan? Is that how it is? Well, that's rude. I don't like his brother, his dad. I don't like his wife. I think Patrick Mahomes has got the worst wife in all of football. I don't know if I can say the worst wife in football, but gosh dang it, does she annoy the fire out of me. I still love Patrick Mahomes. If anything, I respect him for somehow being able to put up with all the BS around him. That man is like living a real life Star Trek Fleet Command. It's crazy. It's crazy. His family is terrible. And more power to him for surviving through it. He suggests a crew for fighting 52 traders. I use the Strange New World crew with full synergy or the Voyager crew. Either one will do very well. The key with the Strange New World crew is having Himmer because he is valuable versus the traders. And Voyager is just kind of running full synergy to take advantage of the Cap's ability. But again, with the traders only having one weapon, that's not super good. But that's, I mean, it's generally what you're supposed to be using. Too bad they both can't lose. I mean, you're right. They can't have the Super Bowl end in a tie. That they wouldn't do that. You need an Enterprise crew. The Enterprise crew is good. The reason I don't throw the Enterprise crew in a lot of recommendations is just because most people don't have it. But yes, absolutely. If you've got the Enterprise crew, Enterprise E Picard, Enterprise E Data, etc., is a good crew to run. If you have it. Most people just don't have it, so I haven't really been recommending it. But yeah, if you have the Enterprise crew, absolutely, good crew. Absolutely. Lube says, new hostiles, my favorite chin is the energy weapon is bigger than all the kinetics combined. Correct. And by the time you get to the go home gun, it doesn't matter if it's a kinetic because it literally sends you home. So the real key is having your favors done and hoping that RNG roll in that battleship is in your favor. So, yeah. They need a Defiant skin that allows us to punch up for PvP. The greater the offensive power, the level, the higher percentage we can punch up. Not equal, but challenge as well. Yeah, Kyle, you'll find out that a lot of them don't win that. That's a tough sell. A tough sell. How can my Enterprise kill the level 40 Zendies? The Bushmaster, it depends on what level your Enterprise is and how much you've done your research, etc. The lowest level ship, the lowest tier ship I've ever seen beat a Xindi was a tier 6 Augur taking down Xindi. Now, the tier 6 Augur was using Cerritos boost, 1 exocomp for health stats, and then using one of our shield strip crews. That said, if you have an Enterprise, you can try several different iterations. The first one I would try is Pike, Enterprise E Troy, and then Talon. And then below decks, you want to stack health and then also have like Tindy and Mariner, etc. That would be my first run try. If that doesn't work, there are a couple other crews we can try, or you could throw a Cerritos boost on it or use exocomps to help get you over the hump. The biggest hurdle for the Enterprise is it creates basically no damage. The Enterprise has always been great because its shields stay up. Well, that doesn't mean anything to a Xindi hostile. The Augur, because of its ability with its Obliterator weapon, can actually get some increased damage it needs, some more DPR. But the shield strip for our lower tier ships, the G3s, has been, generally speaking, the best strategy to take down the 40s. But there are definitely things that kind of work around that and other ways or other things to try out. Waiting for March, I want them to run a Shamrock event again. Best way to get crew. Nice call out, Seth. Nice call out. Yeah, battleships also have more hull. You only have a tier 6 Augur? Well, I can say this, Bush. I literally have, in my Discord, a player with a tier 6 Augur who took down a Xindi 40. Now, they had to help it out, but yeah. When can I get the Damage Enterprise D skin for my 3-star Enterprise? Sadly, Slith, now this is worth bringing up again. Lube, you can help me with this if you want to be a player for the people instead of a Scopely shill. He's not a Scopely shill. For those that don't know, Lube is another content creator. Help me push this. But they have not provided that skin. That skin was a Battle Pass reward for when the Next Generation came out 2+ years ago, and they've not provided it in any way since. But yeah, so for those curious what skin they're talking about, Slith is talking about this skin. This was a reward for completing the Battle Pass way back 2 years ago. So, and this is supposed to be the Damaged Enterprise from Star Trek Generations. So, which I think they did a good job because they actually even got the scarring on that part of the, I mean, I feel like they did actually a pretty good job with this render. It doesn't do anything. It's literally just a cosmetic. It does nothing. It does nothing. It's purely cosmetic. But it's the only way that I'm going to have an Enterprise D anytime soon, so. Did they fix it in space? No. Just like all the 5-star models, this came out with the 5-star models. It's brokey in space. It's Uggo. Here you go. It's Uggo in space. All the 5-star models are Uggo in space. Or all the models that came out during the 5-star era are Uggo in space. And they've never taken the time to fix them. But it looks great in the dock. It's very pretty in the dock. So. Lube is 100% Scopely shield. Used to be up Scopely board like a spit roasted pig. Look, I don't really like it, but because Lube is like one of our only content creators from the UK, I try to help him out a little bit. So let's hold the shield talk. I don't want to lose one of our only UK content creators. If he is a shield. I'm just kidding. He's not a shield. He's really cool. If you haven't seen Lube, check out Lube. So, opinion on the new update? What? I feel like you're looking for something. What update? You talking about this month? Or are you talking about the Unity update? What are you asking? Don't smack Lube around? Well, if I don't, who will? Because Lube comes and does the same thing to me. Everybody gets on the Rev like, why are you always picking on the British people? Have y'all ever been to my streams? He picks on me all the time. So, but I mean, my opinion on the update was great. Unless you had an older device that's not compatible with the new Unity update. If you're asking, do I like the new Xindi loop? You're probably never going to find a month where I go, hey, I love a new loop. Do I like everything that is part of the Xborg faction? Yes. I love everything that's in the Xborg faction. I think the Xborg faction is absolutely worth pursuing. Between the research tree and the favors, absolutely something that you should focus on. I hate the level of grind. So, John says, Ryan wants to know what your favorite AFC team is. Oh man, that's a great question. So typically with the AFC, it really comes down to like what players I like at the time. But like right now, I'm like the Chiefs because I love Patrick Mahomes. Like I just really appreciate the quality of player Patrick Mahomes is. But I mean, there's been times where I like the Bengals, I've liked the Colts. It's the only team in the AFC that I've ever like not liked was the Patriots, because I typically don't like professional sports teams that are like perennial winners. I don't root for teams that are always winning. I tend to be the guy who likes the underdog. So, yeah. Yeah. Isn't the last Universally Loved loop freebooters because it reduced grind? Well, that wasn't even really a loop, but yes. That's probably the last thing that everybody's like, yeah, do more of that. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Solo Armada loop for Bajor was very well received. I guess that was a little bit before freebooters, so that was also really well received. So it was a substa loop. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, Human Target. That's a great way of putting it. It was a substa loop. Yeah, I like that. That's a good terminology. I like that. Substa loop. Sounds fancy. Is the NX01 worth buying? Any idea if they'll sell the NX01 special again this month? The NX01 special was only for the first week. So all the other NX01s are just going to be the unlock pack. The NX01 special was for the first week. As far as if it's worth buying, look, I am not here to shill for Scopely. I have turned down so many of their offers at this point. I will just tell you exactly what it'll do for you, and you decide for you. Unlocking the NX01 will significantly increase the amount of X-Board credits you earn every day. It will significantly improve how much you earn in a month. The advantage to buying the NX01 is you do not have to spend 3 months to grind it out. That's the advantage. If that has value to you, you get to skip 3 months of grinding to get it now, then it's worth $100. That's it. Like, that's as far as I'm going to go on that one. How can you say like the underdogs yet you're cheering for the Chiefs? I said I'm cheering for Patrick Mahomes. It's not like the Chiefs are perennial. I mean, I guess they are becoming perennial winners. Like they're becoming the Patriots and how the Patriots had a dynasty. But I just like Patrick Mahomes. So you don't mind the grinding? It gives you something to do. Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, Jordan. I really am. I really am. To give the Patriots some loves. Well, Seth, the other part of that is I hate the city of Boston. No offense if you live in Boston. I've never had good experiences in Boston. Don't like Boston. So there's also that. There's also that. 5-star token nodes are not refreshing. Is it a server 67 problem? Are you talking about like in Dominion space? I can't check on this account. I am not aware of that being like a widespread issue. Which order would you recommend unlocking the Section 31 favors? 1 second. Let's head over there. So, for me in wave defense, whole health, criticals, ISO. Be my 3. And then critical damage would be 4. Those are my top ones. But at the end of the day, I'll be honest. Basically, everything here is good. Speed's also good, honestly. Everything here is good except the mitigation. Operation Athena doesn't really matter. All the other ones are good. All of them are good. Operation Athena is the weakest one, but literally all of them are pretty good. So. Trying to hide as a Swiftie? I mean, first off, I would have no shame if I was a Swiftie. I can name one Taylor Swift song and it came out 20 years ago. That's Teardrops on My Guitar. I know that she's extremely popular. She's just not really my type. I listen to mostly things like rap. So if you want to know about, Lil Wayne and Kevin Gates and Aha Gazelle and all those, that's me. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. But I also don't listen to like anything really pop or country. Definitely not country. Ugh. That's just me. That's just me. For the Zenny grind, I love how to hunt traders. See, I wish I could find more traders, and I get very frustrated that I don't find enough traders. I need more. Thank you for reminding me though, because I actually need to go grind that right now while we're sitting here talking. We'll do a little bit of that grind. So I need that, group. Boop. Boop. All right. All right, let me, wrong where? There we go here. We're going to check out the 40s and look for traders. You get 20 traders a day. That's great. I mean, I managed to, I started yesterday, I think, at the 48s and was working back, and I got 4 in a row. Because one thing I've said, there's almost always a Zindy trader active in the 40s, 50s, and up. Like in the 40s area, there is a trader here somewhere. There is one. It's somewhere. In the 50s, there is a trader somewhere. He's somewhere. There's one. There's a trader. There's always a trader up. It's just whether you're finding it and catching it. Because they do despawn relatively quickly, and they definitely move around a lot. But there's definitely a trader up. You just got to go hunt them. And they spawn quick and they move quick. So you can either park a ship, which I can't park a ship because we're at war. So if I park a ship, it's going to get blown up. Or I try to catch them when they start their spawn run. And then if I hit 48, I go to 46. And I go 44, 42. And I'm probably going to catch them. So. Got an idea what favors would be best to start after having particle beam? Well, I already talked about that actually. We literally just covered that. I've done that twice. I mean, we can do it again. We do that a lot. But John says, I like to think that the Chiefs are winning because my dad is helping them from beyond. He died the day after they lost the AFC Championship game against the Pats 2019. He was a huge Chiefs fan. It's very possible. Look, I think that the Chiefs have worked a long time to get that. There's only one AFC team that I actually feel bad for and wish would beat the Chiefs, and that's the Bills. I'll just be honest. The reason being is it feels like the Bills have done the same thing for 3 decades. Where in the 90s, they went to the Super Bowl 4 times, couldn't ever win it, and then now they're the second best team in the AFC. Like they cannot beat the Chiefs to save their life. I feel kind of bad about them. But yeah. Not that bad, I guess. Because I'm definitely not moving to Buffalo. Traders spawn on a 45 to 60 minute timer. I have several times gotten all traders in one run from 40 to 48 area. Yeah. Because again, it comes down to timing, but there's, I guess technically it's not an accurate statement to say they're always one up, but there generally is one always up. It's a very short time. It's much shorter than like the scout timers are. So generally there's always one up. If you have, you know, some duck out there just constantly hunting them, it might be hard to find them. And maybe your server has that, but generally they're up. If you manage to get them all, then you have to wait until the timer and they respawn. Yeah. So what's your feeling on Brock Purdy? Brock Purdy is an average quarterback who is in a great place. And that's awesome for him. That's awesome for him. Go move up to this one and just see. And I'll move through all these, but I'm going to settle on 42s and grind those if there's not a trader. Because I'm not going to sit around all day looking for them. I got things to do. I got content to make. Things to do, content to make. And way too much content to make. I got to prepare for this NX01 video that we got to make this week. So, NX01 video. I got to check. Is Spox Club back up, y'all? Spox Club was having some problems lately. You go see if Spox Club is up. See if they're up. Huge Trials, 2-star battleship. Got a 50 mil war from Marta. I'm going to kill with the Tier 9 pylon. Basically scratching it. So, Merc, check that hostile. It's probably got a stupid high critical chance. You can probably beat about running an anti-crit crew. Check that hostile. A lot of these wave hostiles that are sneaking into Q's trials are basically just huge crit monsters. check and see if it's got a super high crit chance. And if you run anti-crit, you'll probably beat it. Will we see a new Botany Bay? There are no plans for that I'm aware of. No plans for new Botany Bay that I'm aware of. Have you done my anomalous phenomenon? I've not done anomalous phenomenon. Good shout out. I've not done anomalous phenomenon. Good shout out. Go do that. Send that in real quick. Thank you for the reminder. I've not done that. Also, if y'all haven't done it yet, go to StarTrekFleetCommand.com. Make sure to do your mission keys. StarTrekFleetCommand.com. Do your mission keys for the event if you haven't already. Do your mission keys for the event. It's free, and I can do mine in 5 hours. 5 hours. Are all the Zenny traders 41? So all the Zenny traders in the 40s are 41, and then the 50s, they're all 51, and then they're all 61. So they're all 41, 51, and 61. Depends on what segment of the Zendy tree you're in. Have they ever done an augment arc? So they did an augment expansion before battle passes were a thing. But yeah, augment was like the first expansion the game got. It was like March or something of 2019, a few months after the game came out. Anti-crit crew, just any crew of Gala. I mean, you probably just run Pipe Moreau Gala and then have your Hue and Ballon Tours and everything below decks. So, but yeah, it's been a long time. Every STFC already, but do you think Mac Jones would have the same success as Purdy if the Niners took him instead of Lance? I would say this. The one thing that I would say that the average fan rarely gets or understands that I have learned from working in scouting is the impact and effect of good coaching. There are very, very few elite quarterbacks. In any given year, you've got 2 to 4 guys who are truly elite, as in they are better than the system or are not system reliant. They're very rare. Guys like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, the Drew Brees, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Bradys, those are very rare. Everybody else typically falls into what I would classify as a mid-tier category. And the level of coaching will elevate that player into really good or will lower that player into really bad. Mac Jones is not somebody I was super high on, but would a better system and coaching staff help him? Absolutely. Andy Reid for the Chiefs, Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers are very well known and historically very successful quarterback coaches. It's like Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, when he was with the Falcons, was always a mid-tier quarterback. He was good, never great. With Kyle Shanahan, he wins an MVP. Kyle Shanahan leaves, he never gets close to an MVP again. Doesn't mean that Matt Ryan sucks, just means that coaching does a heck of a lot more than I think the average fan realizes. And a lot of players can even fail based on the coaches that they end up with. So. Would be nice to see an augment arc pop up. They could work on augment space. They do need to redo a lot of old content. Absolutely. Dak gets a lot more criticism than he deserves. I guess it depends on what you classify as criticism. Dak is not near as good as some people think, but he's not near as bad as other people think. I think that he gets talked about too much. Now, you say that about Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, to me, should never have been a first-round pick. Because there's also a lot of times that teams will make a first-round pick on a quarterback because they have to as a franchise instead of a quarterback who's actually good and is ready to go. Zach Wilson was not a first-round quarterback. Like, in a scouting report that I would have built, he would not have been listed as a first-round quarterback. Just like Johnny Manziel was not a first-round quarterback. So. But you are what you're drafted, right? So. If I'm correct, seeing the beginning of your video, no solution will be provided for people whose devices are no longer working. Probably not, no. And I'll be honest, Mont, I don't know what they could do. Net, who is in the chat, might provide. I don't know if Net's still here. Net might have a solution, but I really don't know what they could do because they're not going to roll back from Unity 2021. They're just not going to. So, besides the communication element, which they obviously have foobarred, I don't know what they can do. Yeah, it's like Nezza. They're not going back. So, I also don't know what they could do. Nice sentence, Emily. Join us over in the on Twitch to watch Rev talk too much. Thank you, Emily. Thank you. Your verbosity is welcome. You watch college football much this year? So the only time I ever typically watch college football is during the draft process when I build scouting reports. I mean, I know many of you probably don't care, but just for those who are curious, I'll show you one of my old scouting reports. Here, let me grab. I'll show you one of my old ones. Let's see. I don't know if I can find one of the last one that I actually sent to a coach and they actually used it. That could work. Yeah, I'll do one that y'all know. I'll do one that y'all know. So most people here know Joe Burrow. So how about I just do one on Joe Burrow? I'll show you on my Joe Burrow scouting report. It's a little wordy, a little bit lengthier than I would typically, like a team would typically use, but it's all right. 1 second, I'll put it on the screen. So here's Joe Burrow's scouting report. With a scheme fit focusing on how it actually fits in terms of conceptually with the offense that New Orleans was running at the time. Just a basic summary page of what he does, how he fits. Example, he's a prototypical West Coast offense guy coming out in terms of how he attacks the field, how he processes through full field reads and triangle reads and things like the Hank concept and the Yankee concept. He fits in perfectly with a West Coast style. And this was his coming out, grade. I had him as a 7.4, which on the grading scale that I used was right at a blue chip level talent. Anyway, this is one of the reports. His was very long. This is way wordier than most scouts would, submit a report. Let me see if I got a shorter one that's not as freaking lengthy. And I made that one a good bit lengthier because I was sharing that out to Saints fans and stuff. Let's see. Where's a shorter one? Kind of like a more basic one. Yeah, so something like this. Display. This is Divine Exigbo, who was a running back coming out. Talked about what he can do, projections, year 1, year 3, where he fits. For example, Divine Exigbo was a committee back who works well in inside zone or power. Did not work well in like an outside zone system or a tall sweep system. It was a very much, trap blocking, manpower blocking, etc. And talking about what he did and how he works and his RAS score and stuff like that. So anyway, that's way back in the day now. That was way back in the day. That's been years. Years since I did that. Fun fact, as much as I love it, the pay was terrible. Pay was terrible. Why the last one have none of the measurables filled in, but this one does? So Burrows didn't have the measurables filled in because he did not participate in the NFL Combine. So most of the measurables are either going to come from a pro day, from the Senior Bowl, or from the Combine. So whenever I did Burrows, he wasn't in the Combine, and I didn't have any numbers to pull. And I'm pretty sure he didn't do anything at LSU's pro day besides throw. So some measurables just aren't there. Or I don't have easy access to them, and others I do. And to be honest, most people don't care about a quarterback's 3-cone or their short shuttle or their bench press or how quickly they run the 40-yard dash. Most people don't care. So. Anyway, long-winded. Depends if the crash in the Android SDK level, the Unity engine, or scope is on code. It's a great question, Ned, and that's one I don't have the answer to when it comes to this whole Unity upgrade. Tom Brady's scores were sus. I think the thing that a lot of people don't get about Tom Brady is Tom Brady was not a first-round caliber player. He became a great player in the NFL, and that happens, right? Like it's hard to imagine Aaron Rodgers, who's won a Super Bowl and won an MVP, etc., getting picked where he was picked, like that happening again. But people forget that Aaron Rodgers sat for a year and had to have his mechanics overhauled. All right, People forget a lot of these things. You know, Aaron Rodgers was taken 24th overall, but if I told you that Aaron Rodgers was going to be a multiple-time MVP and he was going to win, you were going to win a Super Bowl with him, people would pick Aaron Rodgers, pick one, number one, all the time. But Aaron Rodgers had to sit for years because Aaron Rodgers actually didn't have great mechanics coming out, had his mechanics overhauled, and then hit the ground running and looked amazing in 2008. But he sat behind Brett Favre for years. But the end result was, at various points in time, the best player in the NFL. So that's another thing, is I'm not a big fan of quarterbacks having to start year one. It's such a difficult job. Keach says, like Windows or Mac OS, eventually the newer Android OS will not work on older hardware due to expectations. SDK wise, it won't be an issue, is whether or not the OS supports it. So again, I think the biggest reason that Scopely has messed up on that front is the lack of communication. I think that's the biggest issue with Scopely there. They did not communicate any of these or warn people what was happening. Opinion on Eli Manning. Eli Manning is a good, not great quarterback. He is a great example of what I was describing earlier. He is a mid-tier quarterback who is elevated. He was not as good as his brother, but he was still good, but he was never a top 3 player. You San Diego fans remember Ryan Leaf? And see, Ryan Leaf to me is always a great example, because Ryan Leaf, people never like when I talk about this, but as someone who's worked in the field, this is why I say it. Ryan Leaf's scouting report was not wrong. And that's something that like people be like, well, scouts don't know everything. Look at Ryan Leaf. There's nothing about Ryan Leaf's scouting report that was wrong. What about Ryan Leaf's scouting report is the reason he failed in the NFL? Oh, Leaf has talked about that. Leaf has actually talked a lot about why he didn't have success in the NFL and everything. Right? Scouting report is doing nothing but taking measurable, objective analysis of actual definable traits. But at the end of the day, the best scouting report can't tell you if a guy's going to be successful or not in the NFL. Just can't. Because location matters, coaching staff matters, other variables outside like work ethic and family and friends and what they get involved in, and all these things matter. So, drugs are a hell of a drug. Yes, they are. I just got to level 35. I'm going slow. Should I keep my Allegiance tokens for a higher level? So, I mean, if you just saved them for 40 plus, you would start getting in 4-star materials. I would say no, honestly, for one reason, Wolfie. Treasuries. You want to be able to get those extra de-sealing rods for your treasury. So I would still be pulling your 30-day chest. I would still be pulling your 30-day chest. That's just me. Oh, Emily's trying so hard to help me, and I don't have anything set. She even told me to set it up, and I'm bad at this. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, appreciate y'all, though. Also, Luna, appreciate you, because I just saw that you shot me a thing. I'm going to send you a thank you so I don't lose your message. Thank you, Luna, for also shooting me the screenshot. Software will outpace hardware as coding practices want to be future-proof, but OS tends to fall behind, or hardware will. Is it worth it to get the Mantis or wait for an event store? Are you saying whether to buy it? So I'll give you the honest answer, Paplo. How good is your server in incursions? Because if your server doesn't win incursions, it's going to take a long time to get the Mantis, or wait till an event store. Buying the Mantis, again, you're paying to expedite a grind. It's the same thing with the NX01. You're paying to expedite a grind. Do you want to wait months, or would you rather have it now? Kind of up to you. It really just kind of depends on the level of spender you are. So, yeah, Emily wants control of all my stuff. She just wants me to like start direct depositing my YouTube check into her bank account and stuff. Oh no, I feel pressured. But really, Poplo, just like if you think that the time you would save is valuable, then it's worth it. If you don't think it's valuable, it's not worth it. And I hate to make it so simplistic, because I'm not trying to like ignore your question, but at the end of the day, that's what it has to be determined by. Would you find value in saving that time? And if you would, then it's worth it. I appreciate you, Emily. The other question, what is your ops level? If your ops were not in better ships, like say Talos G5, you can do the acting grind with those ships over mana. This is very true. This is very true. Where I would add this though, Key. While you can technically do those grinds, You do still want to make sure you unlock the Mantis, and you want to be leveling it up so that you can improve its refinery. So no matter what, you want to get the Mantis. You want to get Strange New World officers. You want to get all the things. So you want to use all the things. So, we're not so good at incursions in your Ops 33. I mean, if that's the case, then if you've got a cheap Mantis laying around, like if it's $50 and you're willing to spend that, then it can have value for you, right? And again, I'm not trying to press you to spend. I am a firm believer that you should spend because you want to, not because you have to in these games. So I'm never going to push the buy button for Scopely. But if you find that time saving valuable, go for it. Go for it. So, does anyone know what music is playing in the background? I just have some random copyright free stuff. Some random copyright free stuff that I actually got from YouTube a couple years ago. So, well, y'all, look, I don't know if y'all want me to stream later on Twitch. If y'all do, feel free to come join. I don't know if I will or not, but we've run over our time. I got to prepare for tomorrow's content for y'all. But if y'all need help with anything that we've talked about today, hit me up in the Discord. I'm here for it. While you're heading out, hit the like button. And if you want to support the channel, check us out on our website, revduce.com. And feel free to, if you have the ability to, hit that donate button, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Literally every dollar helps. I appreciate you. Thank you. And if I can do anything for any game we play together, we're playing War Thunder together. Raymond, what the heck? What the absolute heck, Raymond? What is wrong with you? Thank you. You're crazy, man. Raymond, what the heck? Next time you do that, do it through the website or through the donate links. But still, holy heck and heck balls, thank you. That's nuts. Raymond, thank you. Everybody loves you for a reason. Holy heck, thank you. But I've lost my train of thought now. What was I saying? Holy crap. Yeah, Rev brought Prime make Rev not know how to word. Holy heck. Thank you, Raymond. That's a lot of money. Thank you. Anyway, we're playing War Thunder lately. Baldur's Gate, Star Trek Fleet Command. All those things you can access in Discord or Facebook. Appreciate y'all. Again, Raymond, holy heck. Thank you. And thank you to everybody else who has been so loving today. Thank y'all. If y'all don't use Discord, I want to reiterate real quick before y'all leave. The Facebook page is free. Y'all can follow me on Facebook right there. RD Power Gaming. Click the link. You can message me there. I know not everybody uses Discord. So feel free to hit me up on any of my socials, anywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Discord. Love y'all. Thank you again. John, Raymond, Jawa Lord, Emily, Bears fan, Andrew, Spartan, Hugh, Jordan, Thomas. Thank y'all all for supporting. Naxley, thank y'all all for supporting the channel. I appreciate all of you. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with our Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, my brain is struggling. Thank you.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.